Back at the Florida Medical Cannabis Conference and Exposition, and I've run into a good friend of mine who's also a client. We've worked very closely over the last few years. It's Jackie with DocMJ, and I have to tell you, for those who are watching this, twofold. Number one, if you're a doctor and you want to get started in the business, DocMJ is the place to start. And if you want to do it, that's part of it. So Jackie, welcome to Cannabis News Florida.
Thank you, sir.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and the company.
Well, I'm Jackie Rothman. I'm a Floridian and I believe in cannabis as medicine 1,000,000%. At DocMJ, we do multiple things. First and foremost, we were founded by a physician. Our company is for physicians, founded by a physician. So our doctors can come in and they learn about cannabis, they extend their knowledge base. They can work with us at one of our 30 clinics throughout the state, or they can work from their own personal office and still work for DocMJ. We provide a medical cannabis EMR system that helps the physicians to stay within all of the regulations that Florida
And there are
has.
a lot of regulations
There
to stay
are.
within. There are a lot of, and they're getting worse.
They are, and they change very
That's right.
rapidly and without a lot of heads up. So we like to make sure that our physicians feel comfortable, know that they are safe in the cannabis space. We cover their medical marijuana malpractice, which is a nice little...
That is a big bonus in this industry. Let me tell you, there are very few companies that will actually write medical malpractice alone for a medical marijuana physician without any other practice. So this is definitely a place to take a look at.
Yes, sir. And we like our physicians to really enjoy what they're doing. So we're flexible with their hours, we're flexible with their locations, and it really gives them a great opportunity, even if they're only coming to learn how to run their own cannabis business. Any way that we can spread the word about cannabis medicine is a good way for us.
So if somebody has their own practice or want to start off but don't really want to work within one of your clinics, you could almost do what I would call in the healthcare industry practice management.
Yes.
That's exactly what you do.
Yes.
And understanding that a lot of medical doctors that aren't medical marijuana physicians have their practices managed by physician practice management people. So they're doctoring rather than doing the back end work of it.
Correct.
So this is, I mean, here is an opportunity for you if you want to start into the business and say, well, I'm really an advocate of it, but I really don't want to get into all of the paperwork and the necessities by it. Jackie's operation can do that for you, your location or one of their locations.
Very correct. We offer them a plethora of different opportunities. We can do everything from marketing the EMR system to them, and the entire back office is all handled by our people, and it still stays with all the regulations. If they want to, and they can do that in their own practice. That's not with DocMJ, that's just the EMR. If they want to join the practice, they're more than welcome. If they want to work out of their own office and have one of our medical assistants come in and help them during the hours they're doing DocMJ patients, they can do that. We have integrated with multiple practices, and we like to find ways that make it work for those physicians.
Right. So I think part of the issue with a lot of physicians, and in fact I was talking to some today, they're walking by, not only do you have people here today that are in the business and want to learn more, but there's quite a few people here that are saying, you know, I want to do this, but I'm not sure, and how I do it and what I'd be able to do. This is a good place to start, and maybe stay there, you don't know.
It is.
But the point being is that it takes away what I would call the ultimate practice pain.
Yes.
Okay? It's the practice pain. And there are a lot of doctors out there I know in regular practice that hire practice management folks to be able to do their billing, to be able to do collections, to do all that. Here you have the back room, and you're able to handle your patients and not have a problem, and you're dealing with a very, very professional operation. That's the difference.
It is, and not only that, we like to physicians that believe in cannabis but just don't have the time. We also offer an easy way for them to refer their patients. We find the closest clinic to them, the closest physician, and we can even offer them paperwork that they can hand to the patient that tells them step by step what to do.
That's one. I mean, I'm telling you, if you're looking to get started a business, it's definitely a place to go. Now, if you're a patient and you need a medical marijuana card, again, let's take it. Let's walk through the door now. Okay. So we're going to walk through the door through a DocMJ location. Tell us what is done at that point, because it's done on a very, very professional level.
Yes, sir. So if patients are curious about cannabis, they can call us. We will talk them through the entire process. If a patient has decided they would like to try cannabis, we do offer them a 100% money back guarantee if they do not qualify, and it's really just a matter of picking up the phone, going online, making that appointment. There is a short new patient paperwork that they need to fill out.
Absolutely.
And they would come into their appointment. They're greeted by one of our medical staff. They go in and see the doctor, and the doctor will provide them with the appointment that tells them if they qualify, if they don't qualify, how to get started. And then the rest of all of the steps that come next, they are really helped along the way from all of our wonderful employees that have believed in and truly are impassioned by cannabis medicine.
Right. And the thing that people have to realize with this is not like a walking into a Costco, okay? You're not the customer, you're a patient.
Correct.
These are doctors. They're treated as patients. If you walk into a physician's office, you're going to be treated the same way. You're a patient and a client of that physician.
Correct.
And being treated in a professional manner. And it's going to take some time. I mean, don't think that you're going to walk in there and 5 minutes later you're going to walk out with your card. They are going to be able to, they got to review your records.
Yes.
They have to qualify you for one of the, how many are there? 12, 13 different conditions.
But you also have to think of all those branched
That's right, the branches that
similar
come
kind
out.
in class.
That's right. So, I mean, if you're interested in, and again, people even want to try, maybe try it. Maybe it's not the right, you don't think it's the right thing for you. You've maybe talked to a physician, you've talked to a chiropractor, you've talked to a psychiatrist. You say, well, where do I go from here? This is a good place to be able to walk into, to be able to do that and treat it professionally, always professionally. That's the key to it. The good thing about the OMMU now, the people who issue the cards, they're almost done within the same day now, or within 24 hours. It's like amazing.
I know, because we went from that 90-day waiting period, and now we are down to almost the same day, and sometimes the same day. You can leave the doctor and go straight to the dispensary.
So I want to shift gears now a little bit and say to physicians that may be watching this that are not medical marijuana physicians, but want to refer your patient now. One of the problems sometimes that primary care physicians have, cardiologists may have, if I refer to another cardiologist or another doctor, neurologist or whatever, that also has a neurology practice or whatever, you may feel that you might lose that patient because the syndrome of saying, well, why should I go to two doctors when I can go to one? Absolutely understandable. This takes away that pain.
Correct.
This gives you the ability to know what they're going for is single focus.
Correct.
And that makes a big difference when doctors are making referrals.
Very much so.
You know, even if it's just around the block and you can go once a week or something to this doctor's office, you really want to make sure that patient, and you're able to monitor the patient. You have a connection with DocMJ to be able to make sure your patient's being treated correctly.
Right, and don't forget, we are not taking these patients and telling them this is the cure.
Right.
We are taking these patients in addition to their neurologist.
That's right.
And saying
You work in conjunction
yes,
with them, that's right.
and saying we can help with this symptom,
Right.
this symptom. And you're still to follow up with your neurologist.
Absolutely.
But symptom control is very important.
And you're staying with your doctor.
Yes.
The doctor feels comfortable of referring back. It goes back to, it's not like referring to a doctor and saying, well, wait, now I'm going to lose that patient because it's going to a neurologist.
No, we want to
who's also
partner
there.
with these
Right.
physicians. We want them to feel comfortable sending their patients to us for symptom treatment and management.
And the other thing is, if you have any questions relating to it, you could always call the local office or the corporate office of DocMJ and talk to them and see how that works to make sure that your patient is being treated correctly.
Absolutely.
Now, with that being said, DocMJ has also expanded services.
We have.
Not to conflict with other disciplines, but have expanded services that can help patients. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we started our own CBD company. We
Okay.
found that CBD being as good for patients as it is, it's not the easiest thing to find all the time in the
Quality
dispensaries.
is not good. That's right.
And CBD is sold everywhere from 7-Eleven, online, at your physician's office. But it's important to know that CBD, there are different types, and our CBD is backed by physicians, created by physicians, so that you know you're getting the most benefit medically out of that CBD.
And it's also being given to you by a professional that can help you, lead you through the education of why you should use this in conjunction with your medical marijuana.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of people say, well, I'm
Absolutely.
taking medical marijuana, I don't need CBD.
No, you want to
And,
use your
you want-
THC and your CBD
You want to use it together to be
Yes.
able to get the entourage effect and make sure you're getting the best possible solution to whatever ailment you may have.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I'm telling you, if you haven't visited one, you need to go ahead and go. Even if you're not interested in it, you need to visit a location. And you have how many now throughout the state?
We're at about 30 throughout this state.
So there's 30. There's got to be one close to you. I would say if you're interested in getting a card, maybe on the fence, you could still walk in, talk to them.
Yeah.
You may not want the card now, but talk to them, see what it takes.
Absolutely.
Understand how it may benefit you. There's no cost to that. You can walk in, talk to them, and understand what's going on. They're educational people, and that's why we have worked together so well, because this business, people who just want to sell you something and not educate you something, watch out. Education in this business is most important because you want to make sure you're getting the right service, the right product that works for you,
Yes.
not just to sell you something because we can sell you something.
100%. Every person is different. Every treatment will be different. What works for you as a patient is key.
Right. And the doctors at DocMJ will lead you through that. As I would say, it's not a maze, but in some cases it could be. Because you're going to try some stuff and it may not work. Then you go back to the doctor and say, well, what do you think I should do? And they'll lead you through this to be able to make sure that you're getting the right treatment you need. No different than if you're on a blood pressure medicine and the doctors try this, well, it doesn't work. Well, what do? You go back to the doctor and you try something else.
Correct.
This is a very similar, think about it as a special pharmaceutical that the doctors here are educated and know to be able to lead you through the right solution.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, Jackie, it's great to see you here. It's always a pleasure
Always
after
a
so many
pleasure.
years of having COVID and not being able to do this. It's great to be out again.
Absolutely.
And I want to thank you. You are an angel
And
to
you are
somebody's
always
patient.
a joy.
Okay. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.